used to call her the Phantom, but to me she was more than that. She was a warhorse, a guardian, and sometimes a ghost in the clouds. I'm Captain Ray Mitchell, U.S. Air Force retired. I flew the F-4 Phantom II through the dense skies of Vietnam and watched her dance through danger like a veteran prizefighter. What you're about to hear is not just history, it's personal. The McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom was a two-seat, twin-engine, all-weather, long-range, supersonic jet interceptor and fighter bomber. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But all you really need to know? She was fast. Damn fast. Mach 2.2 fast. And strong. She could carry over 18,000 pounds of weapons. Missiles, bombs, you name it. She wasn't stealthy, she wasn't pretty, but in the chaos of combat, she was everything you prayed for. In Vietnam, the Phantom ruled the skies. She flew top cover, dropped ordnance, and dogfought MiGs over jungle canopies. I remember the first time I performed a split S to shake off a SAM. I could feel my heart climb up my throat. That move saved my life. Maneuvers like the Immelman turn, barrel rolls, high G yo-yos, they weren't just textbook, they were survival, and the F-4 could take it. She wasn't the most agile bird, but if you knew how to handle her, she became an extension of your instincts. But her story didn't end in Southeast Asia. The Phantom went global, flown by Israel, Germany, Japan, and of course, Iran. In the Iran-Iraq War, Iranian Phantoms performed surgical strikes deep into enemy territory, even without US support. They showed the same grit we did, a testament to the jet itself. She wasn't perfect. Early on, she lacked a gun, just missiles. That was a mistake. But later models added the M61 Vulcan cannon, and trust me, it made all the difference. Over the years, the Phantom evolved. Recon, attack, interception, whatever mission we had, she was game. She saved lives, took hits, kept flying. By the 1990s, newer jets took the stage. Sleeker, stealthier, more modern, but none had the raw heart the Phantom carried in her engines. She was a Cold War warrior, a Thunderbird, a legend. She was a Cold War warrior, a Thunderbird, a legend. And me? I wasn't just her pilot. I was her witness. She wasn't just a plane. She was a survivor, just like the ones who flew her. And long after her last takeoff, the echo of her roar still lives in our bones.
They call it the buff, big, ugly, fat fellow. But hey, don't let the nickname fool you. The B-52 Stratofortress is one of the most iconic, powerful, and enduring war machines in aviation history. Serving for over 70 years, it's still flying. And you know, still feared. First flown in 1952, the B-52 was developed by Boeing during the Cold War to deliver nuclear weapons deep into enemy territory. Its long-range capability, up to 8,800 miles without refueling, made it a strategic nightmare for adversaries. With its swept-back wings and 8 jet engines mounted in pairs, the B-52's silhouette became a symbol of American air power. It can fly at altitudes above 50,000 feet, avoiding many air defense systems. But what makes the B-52 truly terrifying is its payload, capable of carrying up to 70,000 pounds of weapons, including nuclear bombs, cruise missiles, smart bombs, and sea mines. Modern versions are integrated with precision-guided munitions, turning this Cold War relic into a digital-age strike platform. From carpet bombing in Vietnam to precision strikes in Iraq and Afghanistan, its destructive power is legendary. The B-52 has fought in every major U.S. conflict since Vietnam. It dropped more bombs in the Gulf War than any other aircraft. In Operation Enduring Freedom, it provided constant aerial support for ground troops. Even after decades, it's still the backbone of America's long-range bombing fleet. And with updates and refits, it's expected to fly until the 2050s, nearly a century of service. Despite its massive size, the B-52 is surprisingly agile. It performs long-range patrols, high-altitude bombing runs, and low-level terrain-following missions. With aerial refueling, it can stay airborne for over 24 hours. It also integrates with modern targeting pods and satellite data, allowing surgical strikes on enemy positions. The B-52 has an extreme range and an enormous payload capacity. Its versatility with modern weapons, longevity, and combat record are impressive. It has a psychological impact on the battlefield. However, It does have a large radar signature and is vulnerable without fighter escort. It's also slow with an outdated airframe and has high maintenance needs. But it's not perfect. Still, no aircraft in history has balanced so much destructive power with such endurance. The B-52 isn't just a bomber, it's a legend. Even as stealth bombers and drones take the spotlight, the Stratofortress remains relevant. It's been modernized with digital cockpits, new engines, and cutting-edge comms. And when it finally retires, it will go down as one of the greatest warbirds ever built. The B-52, old, loud, deadly, and still,